Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we've hired up to 4 or 12 people, including Jeb, who is now me. Decided to put myself in here. Dead Kerbals will respawn, so I'll come back, but I'm not going to do anything until I make it through the entire list. If you don't see your name on this list, don't worry. I've got a couple names that I wasn't able to fit on the list because I can only have 12 people total. When I upgrade the astronaut complex again, I'll be able to do that. And just for the record, I cheated in $1 million, hired everybody, then zeroed out my money and gave myself $100,000, which is about what I had. It's a little bit less than what I had after upgrading the astronaut complex here. So, yeah, I don't think I should have to pay to hire you guys to get you on my space program. You guys should be free. Today, Nightingale is going to be our first Kerbonaut to successfully fly to the Island Airbase. Probably, at least. He is going to use, I guess this is the exact same ship. He is going to use the same ship that we used last time. This ship can make it. I just need to fly it better. So we are going to make sure Nightingale is there. It's kind of funny that it just picked somebody kind of at random. But anyway, who cares? You are going to the Island Airfield, and there's not much we need to do here. So let's just save this ship and launch it. We also, of course, want to try to get this flying at 3,000 meters contract. Let's go ahead and get this guy tilted over to about 45 degrees. That seemed to work out okay in the past. Now, we're already going too fast, which isn't a big deal. I'm going to turn on my HUD here. Let's actually turn it this way so that we're looking the right direction. Okay, we're at the right altitude. We are just no longer going in the right direction. So I'm going to unlock this fuel tank here. Yeah, and I didn't realize last time that I actually had unlocked the swivel. I'm so used to the Reliant being in the first node of the tech tree that it didn't even dawn on me. That they changed it to the swivel. Okay. Just need to make sure that we're going to come in over the Island Airbase. There's that. Okay, let's go ahead and open up this fuel tank just in case we need it, but I don't think we do. If we slow down enough, let's go ahead and pop the chutes here. If we slow down enough before we go too low, 160, and boom. Yes, we tested the other parachute. And we're coming in over the Island Airbase here. I am going to just ditch the fuel tank. I do not want to mess around with that. We're going to let that money go so that Nightingale will survive. And we're looking pretty good. We're going to come down very nicely here. Yeah, there's the dead remains of me. There's where we would have exploded if we hadn't popped the chutes. I'm going to hit F5 here because I'm not going to let time warp screw up my thing. And of course, Nightingale's going to be very sick as he comes down here. Due to the way the parachutes are going. And now we can probably ditch these. Let's go ahead and... actually, we should be doing a crew report here. Nope, we already have it. Go ahead and cut this parachute, and might as well let the other one stay. Why not? Now, Nightingale could go EVA if he wanted to, because I've upgraded the astronaut complex. That's pretty fun. We can spin him around. Because we've upgraded the astronaut complex, he has the ability to go EVA, but he doesn't want to die like I did, so we're not gonna make him do that. Go ahead and slow down for the inevitable landing here. That doesn't kill you. Let's take another crew report here. That's good. Let's go ahead and EVA. Let's go ahead and take that EVA report. We've already got that one. Let's go ahead and take the data out of here. Let's go ahead and take an EVA report from here. That's good. And then all we have to do now is run over here. So let's go ahead and time warp ourselves. We have to actually get up onto these places in order to complete the contract. And if I had more tech unlocked, I would have brought a car over here, but I don't think that's a great idea. Yeah, so moving forward, obviously, if you want to have your name in the roster once I upgrade the astronaut complex again, go ahead and just submit your names. And anybody who didn't like what their name was, I basically took exactly what you said on the thing. If you said you wanted your name to be Fred, your name is Fred. If you said you wanted your name to be Fred Kerman, your name is now Fred Kerman. If you wanted Fred Smith, you're Fred Smith. If you just said Fred and you expected to be Fred Kerman and you want to be Fred Kerman, just tell me and I'll change your name. The game now does not punish you for wanting to have people with a specific name and a specific profession. So it's nice that way that I can come on, Nathaniel, run up here. So I can make your name whatever. And only one of you is female. I don't remember the name. There you go. Hey, we got it. We got the contract. Well done, Nathaniel. Now I'm going to hit F5 here again because in old versions of the game, cannot quick save. Okay, let's hit F5 now that we're not moving across the surface. There we go. In old versions of the game, you could jump out the window here and survive, but I don't know if that's still the case. So Nathaniel is going to test this for me by hopping on out. And he survived. Good job. Okay, so it's still safe to do a base jump from there. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the hangar here. A little bit of Kerbal Space Program history going on here. The old rockets from the old space program. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Let's go ahead and climb up on these two. There you go. Okay, let's go and recover you, Nathaniel. Let's go down to 1 times time warp. I have no idea if that matters or not, but I like to do it. And you got us 3.9 science. And you gained an XP, and we can recover everything from over here. Let's go ahead and just do it. Actually, how many things are there over here to recover? I guess I could do it from the tracking station, but that would be blasé. But yeah, we successfully did it. Let's see what we're going to be doing next time. I'm going to make these missions one per thing, if possible. We need to, next time... We have no contracts that do it, so we could actually try to escape the atmosphere. Let's go ahead and try that. I don't think we're quite ready to orbit yet. We could probably, but I'm going to try to do this a little bit slower when we don't have contracts to do or anomalies to find. Well, testing a flea, kind of slow for how high that is. Testing a hammer, very slow for how high that is. We're not going to be on an escape trajectory out of Kerbin. We're not going to be orbiting Kerbin. We could test this landed at Kerbin. That's basically free money. And that's all we want to do. So let's go ahead and accept that contract. We're gonna test a radial decoupler landed at Kerbin. And you know what? We can do this now because we don't have a contract to do. So let's go ahead and do it. Might as well make this episode a little bit longer. That was Nightingale's run. Mateus, you are going to be the first Kerbal in space. I hope you're excited. We could also research something. We could research the Reliant engine and the better this. We also have this already, so we don't actually need to research this, although it might be kind of nice to have this, but I don't think we need it. Yeah, let's go ahead and research this. And then let's also, let's just build our rocket and see what happens here. Okay, this obviously does not have the gusto to get into space. It also is kind of garbage. Let's go ahead and toss this whole thing here. Actually, let's toss everything. Let's toss everything and start from scratch. We're going to start naming these guys. Space 1. Exciting. Okay, let's toss some fuel tanks on here. 1, oops. 2, let's do 4 or 3, whatever. I'm cool. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing we did last time, which is make sure this guy stays front heavy. Let's go ahead and put a swivel on him. And let's go ahead and put one of these big solids on the bottom just for the fun of it. We're not breaking any rules. We've got $2,000. That should be enough to get into space, I think. There are parachutes on the engine. Oh, that's bad. Why did the game do this? Okay, we got this guy going, and then this guy going, and then we can do this. We don't need the drogues anymore, but we might as well keep them. They do come in handy if you have any problems like that. We do have this contract here to test the TT38K radial decoupler. Let's go ahead and add one of those on here. And we're just going to add one right at the bottom. And we are going to set his force percent to like 5. So ideally he won't get destroyed, and we can save that money. We can recover it and get the money back for it. Then we're going to need some aerodynamics on this guy. Let's go ahead and splurge and put 4 on here. Come on, let me do it. That is not even. There we go. And I think we're going to forego the ones on this guy. I think these aren't needed. He says, and then he decides to do it. But we're only going to put 3 on him. Come on. So it's kind of funny. I unlocked that tech node. I don't think I used anything from it. Because I've got the swivel and I've got the thing. And I just realized you are not... you are not angled correctly. There we go. Is that going to rotate this whole thing? No, it did not. It is set perfectly. Okay, we are going to save here. How much money do we got? Let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's see if we can upgrade anything. I would like to upgrade research and development in order to do EVA reports. But obviously we are not up to there yet. We've got 166 grand. We need 451. So that's not going to happen. Let's go ahead and launch you now. Space 1 with experimental parts. Blaine constantly trying to hop on here, but it's Mateus who is going out. Oh, Blaine, you're a pilot. You're supposed to be an engineer. I'll change that later. Let's go ahead and launch. Okay, Mateus Kerman, I hope you're excited here. This thing is first on the list. So let's go ahead and make us some money. Bam, achievement got. Okay, let's throttle up. We already are. Let's turn the computer on. It already is. 3, 2, 1, launch. A little slow off the pad, not bad. All we need to do is escape the atmosphere. We don't actually care about this. Let's bring up the thing we do care about, which is how much of everything we've got in the ship. Okay, I already don't like where this is. Let's unlock position and size and change his size to be like that. And his position to be over here. And then lock it. Okay. Yeah, sadly this solid is really forcing us upright. Not a huge deal. But I would like to be going sideways now. Let's go ahead and ditch that. Let's also just turn the engine off. These fuel tanks are disabled, which is good. Actually gonna just burn sideways here. I love Scatterer. Scatterer makes the game so much prettier. I haven't installed Eve, partially just because I don't want to put too many mods in here, and partially because it takes too long to load, and I get sick of watching the loading screens. We probably could get this guy into orbit. We might actually just try to get into orbit. We might, if we can get him into orbit, we might get him into suborbit, and then just get him going sideways here. Get him into suborbital, and then And we might not have enough fuel to get into orbit. Going to use about half of it to get up to about 80 here. There we go. And then the moment we get into space, I'm going to go down and accept the orbit contract. Because I think he can't. Well, no, he's almost out of fuel. We're not even going to bother trying to get into orbit. That's dumb. We'll just do a mission and then come back down and land. But we got our contract now. See, actually, it says we've got plenty in this tank at least. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. Let's get up to 80 here. Get up to our apoapsis. And burn... Watching our fuel here. Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, we've got fuel to get into orbit. We'll get our periapsis up to 21. And then we'll go back to the Space Center here. We probably just got a ton of money too. We did. We'd like doubled our money. Let's go ahead and recover this. And then let's check our contracts out. We should have orbit Kerbin. Let's go ahead and accept that. And then we still don't have any of the things. Do we have anything? TR-18A stack decoupler orbiting Kerbin. The problem is we have one of these on the ship. But we need it. We need it to get back down. Kind of. We could set our periapsis to like 70 kilometers or 70,001 meters, and then use the stack decoupler, and then just take a really long time to get down. That sounds kind of fun. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and accept this contract. It's 8 science and $60,000. Let's go ahead and fly. Mateus, who's doing double duty, doing 4 contracts when really we can only do 2. But that's just how he rolls. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you up to 80 by 70. 69 and 70. We are now in orbit. We have achieved what we came here for. Oh, we need to be at a specific orbit. I should have read the contract. Okay, well, that's just what you get when you don't pay attention. Tell you what, let's go ahead and bring you back down somewhat near Kerbal Space Center. So let's go ahead and orbit until we get to here. I also have the mod installed that removes a lot of the limits on time warps. It's one I'm working on. It's actually an update to Warp Unlocker, which is a really good mod, but it also changed the amount of time that things did. And I'm going to configure it. I'm trying to write a new mod, tentatively entitled Warp Configurator, that will, let's see, where's our periapsis? There it is. Let's get that down to about 30 if we can. There we go. That will, what I want Warp Configurator to do is give the player the ability to configurate their warp levels. Okay, I'm going to hit F5 here because I'm going to use blatant amounts of time warp here. I'm pretty sure we're going to be back heavy. So aerodynamics is going to pull us backwards. Looks like it is. It's already doing it a little bit here. But yeah, it's just the ability, the niceness of having turn off that. The niceness of having time warp available to you. Any speed of time warp available to you at any time is just so nice to me. I'm good enough at this game that I know when I can and when I can't time warp. So it's nice to be able to time warp faster when you're in a low orbit or when you're doing an elliptical orbit that has, 99% of the orbit is way out there, and the 1% of the orbit where you're nearby slows you down to 50 times time warp. I hate that. So the niceness of not having to deal with that is well worth it to me. Okay, we shouldn't really have to worry about overheating. Coming in from orbit down to a 30 kilometer periapsis. But like I said, I am time warping crazily here. So I'm going to reserve the right to restore from quick save if, say, he suddenly explodes due to the fact that I'm time warping. But we're coming in over the Kerbal continent. Ideally, we're going to be close to Kerbal Space Center. Not really trying, but hey, why not? There's Minmus on the horizon. I think if I was able to highlight it, it would say Minmus. Actually, it looks like we're going to be coming in pretty darn close here. We're under 2 kilometers. A second. Yeah, we're going to overshoot, though. I always do. Getting a little bit of overheat warning on the engine, but that's not a big deal. As soon as the flames die, I'm going to kick it away. Which they will right about now. Okay. And, oh, I can't kick it away. I need to hit the chutes first. There's the drogues. I think I'm actually going to do this to get rid of that, because we do not want what happened to me to happen to Mateus here. So as soon as these open, maybe when we get down to 2 kilometers, I'll hit the main chute here. There we go, nice and spinny. And I think we're going to end it here, even if we don't have another contract, because we've completed 6 contracts in this episode. I think we did pretty darn good. We got into orbit, even though we didn't try, and nobody died, which is always a good thing. Nightingale, first Kerbal to reach the Island Airfield. Mateus, first Kerbal to reach orbit. Next time we've got Kyle and maybe Galen, depending on how easily things go with Kyle. Hope you're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later. And I just realized I actually only did 5 contracts because I failed to get into orbit.